Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to talk about sandals. Not just any sandals, we're going to talk about Source sandals. So, follow along. Welcome back everybody. Many years ago, I had some good friends of mine live in Budapest, Adam and Zoli, who I was on vacation with my wife and kids at the time. The kids were quite young, probably about 8 years old, my son. So it's been some years ago. He's about to be 24. And when we were visiting, I was really in some need of I was looking for some good sandals. And they brought me to a store in the middle of Budapest. And at that time, there weren't really any big malls in Budapest. But now there are bigger malls there that are quite huge now. But this right here was still, I guess it's about, do the math, 15, 16 years ago. But anyway, they brought me to a store, introduced me to Source sandals. Now, Adam had been wearing his for many, many years. I think Zoli had a pair also. And so I walked in the store, and I believe I paid probably around $100 for the first pair I ever bought. Man, I love those things. And then they went missing. And I was so upset. I was really upset. But another 5 years ago, I discovered Source again here locally and shop in Lausanne. And I got them for like $80. And I picked up this pair here. It still has the ticket on the outside right here. These are size 40. These are Unicam. Stream is the version of them. Size 45 EU, 11.5 US. And it's from the Source Human Nature. Okay, Source, is an Israeli company, and they make water bladders, they make backpacks, they make sandals. And so this come in a really nice zipper bag, which, by the way, the bag is great to be used for other things, if you want to. But I don't keep my sandals in this unless I'm traveling with them. And they get dirty, which these I hear are a little dirty. But these are the ones I got. They're like a multicam, banding. And I can smell them now. And believe me, I'm going to tell you a little story that these right here don't smell like the sandals I used to have, which were Reef sandals and Tiva sandals. These right here, though, and you can see my footprints in them. I've been wearing these right here for 5 years. And they have a lifetime guarantee until that little green dot disappears. And that's pretty cool because that dot has still got a lot of life left on it. Both of them do. Okay, and you can see the bottom of the soles. This one here is a little bit dirty because I wear them all the time in the summertime. They did go missing for about a year, which really bummed me out. And then I found them recently after I moved, and they're really good sandals. Okay, really, really good sandals and very comfortable. I use them on hikes. I use them, stream crossing. I use them around the camp, this kind of stuff. I'm so happy to have found them again because they're going to come in handy this summer again around camp. Even in winter times, you have some good wool socks. You can wear them, I have an old friend of mine who wore them on the Capostello, what's it called? The famous religious hike across Europe down to Spain. I can never remember the name of it, but he wore them with wool socks the whole time, and that's what he wore. And but these are fantastic. They're very well made and very solid. They're not the lightest sandal, but they're not bad. But let me tell you a story. Some years ago, my wife and I, when she was pregnant with my son, so this was 24 years ago, in fact, this summer, and we had taken a trip to Crete. She was 5 months pregnant. This was 1998. I remember it very well because my son was born that following November. And during that summer was also the World Cup in football, soccer, as we call it in the States. And the United States was in the group of death, or the death. It was Germany, Yugoslavia, Iran, and the United States. So three powerhouse teams against the United States. And of course, the United States got their butts handed to them when it came to soccer. Now, if it had been American football or something like that, it had been another thing, but it wasn't, or even basketball. So, but we were in Crete, and we were having a blast there. But I remember we flew from Geneva, which is traditionally a little bit cooler, and we were wearing long pants and this kind of stuff because I fly with long clothes on. I do this because of protective reasons, this kind of stuff. But when we got to the airport, we had a bit of a wait for our taxi that was set up to get us to our hotel, which is a good hour and 45-minute drive, I think. We landed in near, I think it's called Heraklion, and then we had to travel over to Retemio. Anyway, so this is on the northern part of the island, and it was quite warm when we got there. So I went ahead and jumped into some shorts, a t-shirt, and my Tiva sandals. I think I had Reef sandals actually at the time, because where I was working, we had been selling sandals, and I grabbed a pair of those to wear on specifically for this vacation. Actually, not only those, but I also bought myself a pair of hiking shoes that I could wear with shorts. Because this was in the early days when I first got out of the Army, first couple of years. I was trying to get away from all the Army stuff, as much as possible. But anyway, get back to the story. So we get to the hotel that night, and it's quite late, and we quickly, get a shower. It's nice and cool in the room because of air conditioning. And I remember just undressing, putting my clothes aside, throwing my sandals under the bed, and us just calling it a night. We were really tired, and she was quite pregnant at the time, 5 months, and she was quite tired. So we got her in bed and went to sleep that first night after we got there. Next morning, I woke up and I smelled something so awful in the room. It really just smelled really bad. Some very cheesy feet, And I remember getting up and looking around the room, and we had to go and have breakfast, so we had to get up a little early. I was looking around the room, and I remember my nose leading me to under my bed, and there they were, those Reef sandals that I just worn the night before, and they stank so bad. So I took them and quickly got them in the shower, and I rinsed them off really well, washed them off with a little bit of soap and water, and then had to put them back on my feet because I had to wear them, because it was quite warm out. And so we went out and started our day, But those sandals were just too much for me. I had to throw them away. I just could not handle the odor that they possessed. It was just so hot, so bad. So I ended up wearing tennis shoes with socks the whole time I was there, and which leads me back to my hiking boots. We had rented a car for a week while we were only there for 2 weeks, but I think maybe 3 or 4 days we'd rented a car because we wanted to travel around the island. We wanted to see Heraklion. We wanted to see the birthplace of Zeus. We wanted to see all these mythical places that we had heard from growing up. Also wanted to see some other cities like Candia, these places like that, because there's a lot of historical stuff there. You had World War II. You had the German paratroopers that jumped in, and their mountain troops that air landed. You had a big battle that was there. So we wanted to see all these museums. So we had like a 3 or 4 day. I think it was 3 or 4 days, maybe 5 days. We rented a vehicle. Well, we weren't hiking in the very beginning. We were going around seeing other stuff. So I threw my hiking boots in the back of the car, and I sort of left them back there. They were a pair of Timberland, a little bit lower quarter hiking boots. They weren't the Timberland all leather boot that we know, because those would have been too hot. So I remember we had gone out and so, we get out here, I'm going to go ahead and just put my hiking boots on and open up the back of the car. And, we're talking about 53 degrees inside that car. I had a little thermometer, a thermometer I had with me, and I had it back there with my bag, and it was 53 degrees. And I grabbed my shoes, I pulled them up, and the soles had actually came off of them. They were so hot they'd melted. All the glue had melted off these shoes. So brand new pair of boots. I never wore one time except for trying them out in the store. Completely melted. I held on to those boots for many, many years and used to show them to people so they would believe it. But so there you go. The heat there was really, really awful. But anyway, I managed with my pair of my running shoes, and at that time I used to do a lot of running and stuff. So I would even go running while I was there, and did a lot of hiking and stuff. We had a great time there, scuba diving and everything else. But I'll never forget that. 2 of the worst shoe situations ever. One pair that stank so bad couldn't support it, and the other pair that just melted away. Another pair of sandals I had, which were made by not Reef, but by Tiva, which I really enjoyed. Tiva sandals. I had a pair called the Spoilers. And I loved those until we went to Normandy, and I was hiking this was when my son was 9 months old. So this was a year later, actually, the next vacation. We had driven all the way from where we were living in the mountains of Jura, a place called Sancerre. We had driven all the way up to Normandy, went through Bastogne, went to Normandy, a really historical thing. And Nico was 9 months old. And so I remember one day she was feeling a little bit tired, a little bit woozy, and so I left them at the beach there, and I went hiking, and I wanted to hike up to the Ranger monument at Pont du Hoc because we were staying at the Hôtel de Casino, which was at Verviers-sur-Mer. In fact, that's where the primary Omaha, Omaha, Utah Beach, like that was at. My brain's a little bit fogged, but that's where the 29th Division and the 2nd Rambutan arrived there, along with the 1st Infantry Division, and you continue on there to along the coast there, heading east to all the landing beaches, and then there's a split, and then you have the other beaches, which is, I believe it's Omaha Beach actually, or Omaha Beach exactly. So this is Utah Beach. Anyway, so I hiked. I think it's about 7 kilometers, maybe. I don't think it's that far, but I hiked that all the way to Pont du Hoc, and from there, and those sandals were fantastic. I loved them, but the salt water didn't like them that much. So after wearing them nonstop, basically for that hike and a lot of other hikes I was doing around in the area, because I also hiked back the part where it attached down to the bottom, that completely just come apart. And so those sandals didn't even make it that whole vacation. So two pair of sandals within 2 vacations within a year of each other, it completely blew out. And then once I had some other Tiva sandals after that, they had like an antibacterial thing with them, this kind of stuff. But it just didn't work out so well. I mean, they still had this odor. Now, these right here, inside the material is impregnated with a chemical. I would only say that is antibacterial. So and there's no smell. It's completely odor. I mean, these right here, I can smell them from here, and they smell good. It's a very pleasant smell. It's not like when I was a couple of feet away, several feet away, 6 feet away from my other ones. I could smell them in the room. These right here. Would had a bad smell. These right here actually have a pretty good smell about them. And because, like I said, you see, I've used them. They're dirty. There's some dirt in there from me using them, because you do get dirty when you're wearing these kind of things. But they've held up pretty well. If you look at the soles on them, they've held up pretty well. They get a nice thick sole on them, so you have a good balance on them. And they, of course, they have a Velcro closure on them, which you can completely regulate the whole thing. You can see the back where the sole is at. It's starting to wear down a little bit where my heel's at right here, where the sole. So I've had them for a while. Like I said, they have actually, I have this pine resin inside of it right here from being on the road, this kind of stuff. And it says non-marking on them. So yeah, I can definitely highly recommend these sandals. Like I said, these are, I think, what they called themselves, the Sprinters, I think they're called. The Stream. These are called the Stream. I don't know if they exist. I thought they do exist still, because this shop where I bought them, they're still selling these same ones. I don't know the price of them. I know you can get them on their website. And yeah, but really good sandal. Highly recommend it if you're into sandals. If you're not, like I said, if you're going for summer stuff, I mean, right now it's so warm in the summer. These are really come in handy. Sadly, I can't wear them to work because I need to be able to protect my feet at work. But if I could, I would live in these things. They're so good. I mean, I put them on every day, just out and about when I'm not at work, and they are fantastic. And they are just really good construction. Anyway, Source sandals. This is a version called the Stream. Highly recommend. This is in multicam. It's camouflage, multicam camouflage, which for me, as long as they're not pink, I don't care, yeah, this is fine. This is what they had, and I'm looking for replacements for my other pair that have gone missing, and I'm still hoping to find them. Maybe I'll find them in some bag or some box somewhere. I still have a lot more to go through. If I find them, I'll be like, yes, 2 pair. Anyway, thanks a lot. Oh, excuse me. Thanks a lot again, and I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Pick yourself up looking at these Source sandals. I wish I had some kind of promo code I could help you with. I don't. What you could do is, if you live in Switzerland, and if you're really interested, you live in my area, the Lausanne area, let me know. And what I could do is I could give you the name of the shop, and you tell them, so listen, this, Mike did a video talking about them, and he sent me, he advised me to come here, and maybe you can give me 10% off the price. You never know. But if you're interested, let me know. Listen, you guys have a good evening, okay? Give me a thumbs up, please. I really appreciate it. Like my channel, share my channel, subscribe, and leave any comments down below. Let me know your experience, if you've had any crazy experience with sandals and shoes in the heat or whatever, you know. I'd also appreciate it if you would just also go over to helvetiabushcraft.ch, which is our website, and also the other channel, Helvetia Bushcraft, and check out the videos over there and check out the website. Right now, we're still trying to grow our channels. We're still trying to grow our website. We're still trying to grow our business. And all your help is really appreciated. And I want to thank you all for coming and watching my videos so far. You guys have a good night. I'll talk to you very soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye.